I have to admit, it's been a rough year for Agile. There is a lot of backlash against Agile in general, and things like the hashtag #RipAgile movement are not really helping. When you add into the fact that it's a buyer's market for talent, it's turned out to be a rough year for the job seeker. And I think now more than ever, it's really important that you get your unique value proposition out to the market. That's why I am so excited with what we've come up with for 2024. We've taken over a year of training, half a dozen classes, and almost 50 students, and we've taken the learning from all of that and redesigned our class from the ground up with the goal of helping you stand out in this incredibly crowded job market that we are in today. So let's talk about what we've learned and what's going into our goals for our 2024 edition of our Agile Project Management class. The first goal is we have an increase in our focus on the individual. So what does that mean? That means that in the past, we had the class designed around a group project that really simulated what working on a Scrum team was like. And that was a good simulation. It was a good activity. We got a lot of good feedback on that. But inadvertently, what we found is that some of our students who maybe needed a little more time were not getting the time and attention that they needed. And they felt like they couldn't speak up. And so we've redesigned the class to be focused on the individual. And I think this works better too for adults who work. Less need to coordinate our own individual schedules. We certainly know how hard that can be. The next thing that I want to highlight as one of our goals was we wanted to create a sustainable pace. That means that we are creating fewer, longer assignments that you can complete at your own speed over the course of a week. Every week is a new module. We have 8 modules in total. Each module brings something new and has a specific assignment with clear instructions and a specific output. This is going to be a little bit more work for me because this means that instead of grading the work of 2 or 3 groups, I now have to provide feedback on each of your individual work products, but I think it's going to be better for you, and I think you're going to get a lot more out of it. The in-person meetings are going to be once a week, and they're going to be optional. Please check your class page for the specific details of when that will be. They are designed to supplement. They are there to give you the opportunity to interact, pick my brain a little bit, and help me get to know you better if that's what you're into. But if not, you can use the modules and communicate with me asynchronously because it's 2024. This is what we should be doing. And then finally, and certainly not the least important, is we want to increase our focus on helping you sell yourself. What's your individual value proposition? The first assignment is now about developing your personal story. This is because we have found that when our students get into an interview, unless they have previous experience in a sales kind of position, they may not have the confidence or the fluency to be able to talk about what makes them different. So you need to practice that. You have to think about that in advance. You have to get some feedback on what works and what doesn't. What we're doing is high stakes, and so you have to learn how to sell. There's no other way around it. So we are incorporating that into this class. There's a bunch more. We're certainly not forgetting our focus on the tools. So we're going to keep access to Jira. We're going to keep access to Teams. We want you to be confident and fluent in using those tools. So when you get on an interview, if your interview is virtual, you can share your screen, you can show off what you've done, and you do it quickly, you do it smoothly, and it looks like you're a natural and you've been doing this forever. We're certainly keeping all of that, and we're keeping our back to basics approach, making sure that you master the fundamentals. If you made it this far, thanks for listening. I am really, really looking forward to working with you in 2024. I think it's going to be a great year. And I think that even in these challenging economic circumstances that we're in, it's still possible to make that switch into IT. You just got to know how to talk about yourself in a way that somebody knows what they're buying. And that's what we're here for. So looking forward to it, and I'll see you online.